Press the bell icon on our YouTube app and never miss another video from SpotboyE.
The most progressive father and daughter. No need of any introductions. Anil and Sonam. Welcome to SpotboyE, Sonam.
Thank you.
Anil, so thank you for being here.
It's always a pleasure speaking to you.
Sonam, I'll start with you. I have seen the film. I've gone for it first day, first show. I've liked it.
Thank you so much.
And I must ask you, what was your first reaction when you got this role? Was it a no and a yes, and then again a no and a yes?
No, it was a
Any
yes.
hesitation?
No hesitation. I don't hesitate when I like something. I decide to, when I say yes to something, I never go back on my word. If I say no to something, I never go back on my word unless the person is too persuasive, and usually when that happens, I regret it.
So you immediately said yes?
Yes, yeah.
And Anil, what was the talk at home, because
Absolutely,
the subject is bold?
Yes. No discussion. Absolutely. I heard the story and said yes.
Okay. And tell me, what were the references you drew, I mean, for this role, Sonam? I mean, you must be having friends who are maybe trapped in their life in such cases, or, the way our country has treated them since the longest time. And so, any references you drew, any friends you have of such kind?
I mean, they're not they don't. I mean, I think in general, I don't know if I could say that they're such kind. I think they're like you and me. The sexual preferences might be different from us, but there's no difference. They're absolutely normal. But no, I think there is love is love, right? So whether I project love towards a man or a woman on screen, for me it's the same thing as an actor, because I'm acting that out. But no, I don't think. I've seen a lot of people who are trapped in a situation. It might be where work is concerned, where their sexuality is concerned, where the person they've gotten married to is concerned, where they don't want that, but they have no choice because of what society has made them believe this is the right thing to do.
This is the only thing.
This is the only thing that you can do, whether it's society, whether it's their parents. So I think in a way I've seen that struggle. So for me, that was a struggle that I wanted to draw from.
Okay. And Anil, what do you think of the movie now? Do you think, because you started this movie, I think, when Section 377 was still in play?
Yes.
And what's the response now? And how much does it contribute to the progress ahead?
To be honest with you, what happens is you have a certain instinct when you hear a story. And especially if you hear the entire screenplay, which was there from first dot to the dialogues, everything was ready. So एक instinct होता है कि यार नहीं, ये film अच्छी बनने वाली है. And there is something which I think will resonate, and most important is entertain and resonate. And that's what it has done. It has not only entertained the audience, people have loved the film. The reviews have been phenomenal, absolutely, and the feedback has been fantastic. Every actor has been praised for their performances. Every character has been, loved by the audience, which is very rare when you do a film. I've done so many films. It's, when that happens, you have to feel very blessed, very fortunate.
Yeah, it converges.
And what is important is, you see, the thing is, these are the kind of films which, to a certain extent, have long legs. And I believe that, it's better to be attached to films which have long legs, that even after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, people remember those films. And with Vinod, fortunately for me, we've done 2 films, Parinda and 1942 Love Story. And with them, it's always been that, the films have resonated, and people still remember those films. And hopefully, even this film, even after 10 years, 15 years, we talk about Ek Ladki Ko Dekha to Aisa Laga. Me and Sonam have worked together for the first time, which is, we couldn't find a better story.
We were long waiting for that. I mean, you refused some films in the past.
No, I didn't. To be honest with you, it didn't come to that situation where I had to refuse, because nothing really exciting came our way.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
But Sonam, when you started the movie, Section 377 was in place. So were you scared? प्रॉब्लम होगा, शायद नहीं रिलीज होगी या लोग कम आएंगे, एंड देन व्हेन इट वेंट अवे यू सेलिब्रेटेड एनीथिंग ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट?
No, I think when I signed this film, I knew what my moral code was, where where labels were concerned, where Section 377 was concerned. It's not an Indian concept, Section 377. That's what I was. I feel as Indians, we are very liberal, progressive, democratic people. We have the most amount of religions in our country, the most amount of languages. In our Puranas, we have several depictions of homosexuality and male, female, and the merging of male and female, etc., etc. So there are lots of references in that. So intrinsically, as Indians, we are very, very progressive. Unfortunately, because of colonization, there are a lot of things that have happened to the Indian sensibility, which has regressed in a certain way.
Pulling it back.
Yeah, and so intrinsically we are progressive, open-minded, not ignorant people. I mean, we are the only country that won their independence. I mean, I said we were the first country to win our independence with non-violence. We have a very different way of dealing with things. So I truly, truly believe that whether Section 377 was at play or not at play, this film would have been accepted. Because we've had films that have released before. My Brother Nikhil, Aligarh, etc., etc., that have released before, which have had references and which have been based on homosexuality. So I think we need to stop blaming the Indian people. I think just with the reviews and the response that I've got for this film, I think it's been pretty phenomenal, and there is a very intelligent section, which is, I think, a majority of the people in India who will understand and like it and get entertained by this film.
You must be feeling very thrilled when the entire almost so many people from Bollywood start tweeting about her and about the brave effort.
No, it's not a question of. I think it's. I feel. I think it's her. The kind of person she is, and the kind of people and everybody should be. Every girl in a country should be like that. It's not something which. You say it's a. I think somewhere it's a moral duty. It's a duty, and it's to see to it, not only as an Indian but as a global citizen, that all human beings live, and there are no people they're not labeled, they're not judged, and they live peacefully and happily.
But you doing Nirja, you're doing Padman, and you're doing this now. Is it now a conscious effort not to be an arm candy? I'll say no to such a role where I just have to sing 2 songs or.
No, I don't. I mean, see, honestly, I like doing films that say something. Now, one would argue that in a Sanju or a Bhag Milka Bhag, I was doing a certain kind of additional role or a whatever. Like, I had 2 songs in Bhag Milka and 3-4 scenes.
I think you could have refused Sanju if you ask me.
Yeah. I wanted to be a part of that film, and I wanted to work with Raju Hirani, and I got the opportunity of working with him on that film. So for me, it was important. It's important to be a part of good films. I don't think the length of the role matters, but yes, definitely I don't want to do a role which doesn't have much gravitas, which doesn't have much depth in it. And every role that I choose, so I don't believe in commercial, non-commercial, art house cinema and non-art house cinema.
But you started weighing the depth of a role now.
Yeah. So it could be like in a Delhi 6, I was there for maybe 30-40 minutes of the screen time. So I don't think screen time matters. Padman, I was there only in the second half. But the kind of response in the reviews
But that was
I got.
a very interesting
And
second
actually,
half.
even in Sanju, the response for Sonam was fantastic. Actually.
So for me, it's
everybody, whoever not only forget the trade or the filmmakers, everybody, I mean, even the audience, they just and if you know, the Judy Gent won an Oscar. She had just one scene in a film. So sometimes what happens is, थोड़ा सा यहाँ कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है कि it's never the length, it's how much impact you do even in one scene. So that one scene has to be a great scene, a fantastic scene. And then you get an opportunity to work with different filmmakers. There are a lot of takeaways from many films.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this film said this is my takeaway. That I had an option to work with such fantastic people. There are certain times there is a takeaway. Yeah, ठीक है यार, film. It had got great reviews. I've never got such great reviews. And there are certain films which have great box office collection. There are certain films which we shoot in certain places, and so beautiful they are, and the kind of money you get from there. You might buy a home for someone. You might buy something which you wanted to do, and you have somewhere done. कि इतनी मैंने खुशी उसमें से वो फिल्म से हुई, उस पैसे से हुई और वो फिल्म करने से हुई. इट्स नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट कि यार मैंने ये किया तो ऐसा हो गया. वो जो खुशी है which is 1,000 times better than giving a blockbuster or being a critic. There are certain, so you take away so many things from every film.
Personal growth also.
Personal growth as a person, growth as an artist, growth as just growth in general. So I strive for that in some way or the other. I mean, Zoya Factor, my next film, is it's diametrically opposite to Ek Ladki Ko Dekha.
Okay.
But I get to work with people I love working with. I get to play a character which I've never done before. And at the same time, it's a very commercial film. It's a love story. It's based on cricket. It's a comedy. So it has its own depth. It has its own genre. I don't believe in sticking to genres. But yes, I don't know if I'll be able to just be arm candy. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I think I always feel like, for me, personal growth also comes from traveling, spending time with my family, friends, going to museums, reading, watching different shows, having experiences, and that helps me as an artist, as an actor. And if I don't have that, so I feel my time is also limited in terms of the kind of work I do. So whatever I choose to do, it has to be worth my while, worth my time.
We spoke about personal growth because you come from the times, when we laughed at people, who had different sexual preferences. We call them names, and we have all been subject to those conversations. We have had those conversations with friends where we also used to laugh at them. I mean,
at least I never used to.
Maybe you didn't, but
no, I had a lot of friends, which had these kind of preferences, and I really got along with them very well, and they were lovely, and this, I had a lot of fun, a lot of emotional moments with them. It was fantastic. And not only that, but I've been a very, very, very secular, liberal. Most of my friends have been girls. My friends, most of my friends have been, I'm a Hindu, but I have friends from all religions.
That's great.
And I love visiting all the shrines of anybody. I just love. I get peace, equal peace in church, equal peace in a mosque, and an equal peace in a temple.
So you suddenly haven't become a progressive father. You were always a progressive father.
No, it's not a question
because
of progressive.
I
think it's
I know you as a progressive father for sure now.
I think it's somewhere.
He's always been progressive.
No, I think somewhere it's ingrained. My dad was like that, and all of us. I feel, it just comes. You don't have to be it's there in us. Yeah.
I feel like my grandparents were extremely progressive, and a lot of it comes from that. I think my mom's side of the family were part of the freedom struggle. My dada was a very progressive, live, let live kind of human being. He wasn't, he was very peaceful. Like there's never been any, ये नहीं कर सकते, वो नहीं कर सकते, ऐसा नहीं होना. The only emphasis was always to do the right thing, to be good. And I think that
and be honest.
And to be honest.
Sincere, honest.
And that has been the biggest lesson that I've learned from my parents, is to be honest, work hard, treat your work with as much integrity as you can, and do the best that you can. And I think they were very simple lessons in life, and I don't ever remember a time where my dad or my mother have said that no, you can't do that. Where work is concerned or where anything is concerned.
But कुछ मनाना हो तो is he the first person and mom second?
What, in terms of?
कोई बात को मनाना हो तो the conflict will be lesser with him.
Yeah, 100%. I can just say whatever I want, do whatever I want, and I don't get into trouble.
So I really love the last scene, the concluding scene, in the film where, they show her as a caged person and, the way you reacted, the way you carried it out. I mean,
you.
that was wonderful.
Thank you, thank you.
And do you think this entire, narrative was more sensitive because a woman was handling it?
I think I don't know if that is the case. I just feel because of personal experience that Shelley and Ghazal have gone through as a parent and as Ghazal as a person of who is a part of the LGBTQ plus community. I think they were sensitized to how, to kind of project what the reality of the situation is. I think that's why. So whether it was a man or a woman, because I know, I've seen Hansal Mehta's film as well, and I think he is he's a fantastic director and a fantastic filmmaker, and he's an extremely sensitive man. And I worked with directors who I know, who male and female. I know of a lot of women who are extremely homophobic. So I don't think we can be sexist in saying it's because a man has done it or because a woman has done it. I don't think that's the truth.
But what
of it.
also struck me there, and of course I know, but it struck me there, that women suffer more if they find themselves in such a situation
100%.
because the external mannerisms are few and far in between.
Yeah.
Whereas in a male, you have certain kind of mannerisms which people.
No, that's not always true. That's not always true. I
it's-
just feel in general women suffer more
yeah.
as a kind. Whether it's in the LGBTQ community,
Yeah.
it's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. The acceptance is less where a woman is concerned in all matters, and that is something that has to change. Not to marginalize anybody else's struggle or struggles that men go through or transitioned women or men go through. I think everybody has major struggles, women, men. Everybody has their own struggle in their own way, at their own, everybody has their own degree of struggle. And but unfortunately, in the world, women have it slightly harder than men do.
Who have different sexual preferences.
No, in any kind of
situation.
any kind of situation, whether it's their sexuality, whether it's their choice of the work they want to do, whether it's anything. It's just women have it harder, and the endeavor is for equal opportunity, equal, just equality in general. So yeah.
I think all the messages were driven home very clearly that this is not a disease, and then you telling Raj that अगर आपको कोई लड़के के साथ बांध दें, like you indirectly are saying that you are straight and suppose आपको किसी लड़के के साथ बांध दें तो आपको कैसे लगेगा? So I think everything was done so gracefully and yet told.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So I must congratulate you once
Thank
again,
you.
and I'm sure both of you are proud of the film.
Thank you. We're very proud of the
Thank you,
film.
Vicky.
Thank you, Anil.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sonam, for
Thank
being
you
on
so much,
SpotboyE.
Vicky. Thank you for such intelligent questions.
Thank
Really
you.
honest.